She's one of the most famous secret agents from the Second World War. How did this woman survive 2 years of imprisonment, torture, and 2 death sentences? This is Odette Sansom, also known as Odette Hallows and later as Odette Churchill. She was born on the 28th of April in 1912 and grew up in France. She married Englishman Roy Patrick Sansom in 1931 and subsequently moved to Britain. Together they had 3 daughters, Françoise, Lily, and Marianne. When the SOE headquarters first asked Odette to join, she felt very overwhelmed and torn because she really didn't want to leave her children behind. Lo and behold, she asked herself if she was going to be satisfied with herself, knowing that other people were going to suffer and die from this war. So she joined the Special Operations Executive in 1942 as a secret agent, leaving her 3 girls with their aunt and embarking on one of the most dangerous trajectories in the Second World War. This mission was so top secret, she couldn't reveal to anyone the true reason she was heading into occupied France. At the time, many women's roles in the SOE were concealed under the guise of non-combat positions, as women were barred from direct combat duties. Under the Geneva Convention, women were prohibited from accepting and engaging in any combatant duties during the war. And that's why Odette went undercover as part of the First Aid Nursing Yeomanry. And because the Navy wouldn't allow a woman to get on a submarine, she arrived in France on a fishing boat in 1942. When she arrived in France, she joined Peter Churchill's secret network, not related to him. She and Churchill lived in France, where they posed as a married couple as part of their covert operations. She worked as a courier to Peter Churchill in the southeast of France and travelled widely, maintaining cooperation between various resistance groups, delivering operational messages and transporting wireless equipment. Often stopped by the police and the Gestapo, but she kept her cool and showed no signs of anxiety. Odette's secret agent codename was Lise. During her interrogations, she maintained her cover and refused to divulge any information to the German officers, even as they tortured her and kept her in solitary confinement for 2 years. One of the smartest things that she did was telling the Germans that her surname was Churchill. Fritz Sören, the camp commander of Ravensbrück concentration camp, made a decision on the 3rd of May 1945, after learning that Allied forces had advanced into Germany, to take Odette to the American forces. Hoping to strike some sort of deal with the Allied forces, Odette had him arrested, and Sören was eventually executed for war crimes. Later, when Odette was interviewed for her bravery and asked how she survived, she said it was luck and the thought of her children. In her own words, "I take no pride in surviving because it had nothing to do with me. I was lucky." Odette was awarded with the George Cross in 1946. She became somewhat of a household name, and in 1950 they even made a movie about her. Many women at the time were uninterested in social recognition, and Odette was indeed one of them. Odette dissolved her marriage to Roy in 1946 and married her fellow secret agent Peter Churchill in 1947.